I've just been through that card, that 2019 manifesto pledge card. Some of it was entirely dishonest. Some of it's simply not going to get done. Wouldn't it be better to refocus on that rather than starting all over again?
I think both the candidates want to see this as a clean start. You're right; they're both making lots of pledges, mainly around tax. I think it was Winston Churchill that said, if democracy is turned out to who's going to give me the most, then ultimately there is no future for democracy because we're all heading for bankruptcy. I'm sceptical about making these pledges at this time. Both candidates are doing it.
Yeah, I mean, the Fresh Start. How is that fair on the country? How is 170,000 people voting for a new Prime Minister for a completely new set of policies fair on an electorate that gave them an 80-seat majority and trusted them to deliver?
Well, when they voted for the Conservative Party, people knew they're the rules. The Parliamentary Party reduces it to 2, and members of the party...
Yeah, I get all that. I get all that.
That's the rules. It's what served us in the past.
Well, it's not serving us very well.
Well, we've got two good candidates. We've got two good candidates. We had a brilliant spread of quality and diversity in the slate. The Labour Party must be green with envy. And that was all on merit, Nigel. I mean, they were all excellent candidates.
Well, if you say so, we'll believe you.
Well, the proof of the pudding will be in the eating.
Well, it will be, won't it?
And we'll know that in 5 weeks' time.
Yeah, well, in 2 years' time, we'll certainly know, won't we, with yet more pledges broken, I expect, but then I've become very cynical. So you're backing Rishi Sunak, Andrew?
I am backing Rishi Sunak.
Why?
Because I think we're in a particularly difficult situation economically. I think he's got the experience and the gravitas to deal with it. And whoever wins this election...
Just to break in very quickly, if I can, for those watching on television, Penny Mordaunt is now speaking in Exeter, where there's a big hustings tonight, and she has pledged her support to Liz Truss. That's just breaking right now.
That's another help for the Truss campaign. It would appear that the establishment and the media are breaking for Liz Truss. That puts the pressure on Rishi. But, Nigel, it's very much like the referendum campaign, that the establishment all went one way and the membership went another way. I don't believe the polls are exactly what you've been reading. When you speak to your councillors, they're much more split, and a third of them don't even know who they're going to vote for. Everyone's calling this for Truss already. It's a 5-week campaign. I mean, apparently the rules have been changed so that members can even put their vote in and then change their vote afterwards by emailing in and saying, I want to change my decision. So this is a marathon and it's not a sprint. So we've got 5 weeks of campaigning, and I'm sure we'll learn a lot more about both of the candidates than the public know now and the membership know now.
Do you think Sunak is a lot better than Truss?
I think his performance is better than Truss on the hustings. He's more polished. I think he'll be better at dispatch box. But also, when you look at the polling, he is we want a Conservative leader because the Conservative Party is the most successful party in the world, bar none, despite your cynicism, and that's because we pick winners, and Rishi Sunak's the man who can beat Keir Starmer.
The bit that surprises me slightly, Andrew, with you is, you're a businessman, you're a free thinker, you're not constrained by party discipline particularly, you're an ardent Brexiteer, and Sunak sort of epitomises really big state, globalism.
But he'd only been in the House a few years, and he was nailed by David Cameron and asked, will you back Remain? And he turned around and sacrificed years of his career by telling David Cameron straight, I'm going to campaign for Leave, and I have to admire that. That was strong principles, and he stuck with it. So,
all right, Andrew Bridgen, thank you for making the case for Rishi Sunak.